Yeah, it's weird to think about for too long, like staring at the sun. I start to feel all fuzzy when I think about it. So weird. How our bodies just stop working like that? Yeah, this conversation, right? They don't even talk about the person all that much. I mean, this person did, I guess. But they're all just like deaf, am I right? Oh, I see. They're cleaning the thing they're not gonna use next. I think this is a creamy later or whatever the heck. The thing that does the cremation. Funerals from LGBTQ funerals respect. If you've been a long-time subscriber to our emails or follow us on social media, you've no doubt heard about the misgendering that transgender people are at times subjected to during their funerals. There have been notable situations where trans women have had their wishes overruled by their families and have had their hair cut, are buried under the wrong names, and subjected to the wrong pronouns in their obituary announcements. We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person with the same level of compassion, respect, and care, and this absolutely extends to pronouns and respecting the deceased's wishes as per their lived experiences. The CDC's Funeral Director's Handbook on Death Registration and Fetal Death Reporting offers the FROT directive. Enter male or female based on observation. Do not abbreviate or use other symbols. If sex cannot be determined after verification with medical records, inspection of the body, or other sources, enter unknown. Do not leave this item blank. Leaving it up to observation, obviously, enters into a world of issues since bodies can be so different, and because of ingrained bias, people can draw incorrect assumptions based on their own inaccurate observations. California has passed what is known as the Respect After Death Act, which states that the death certificate must reflect the deceased's gender identity as they lived it. So, a step in the right direction. So, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to use observation? Or are you supposed to use their, ID or something? People who are trans deserve the same respect and death that people who are cisgender receive. Misgendering and death takes away this respect. It can also inflict hurt and trauma on spouses and friends that survive the deceased. So what can we do as funeral directors? Listen to the people who come into your office. In America, especially, some marriages may not be recognized as legal depending on the laws around same-sex marriage, but this doesn't mean you're not dealing with two people who have loved each other in the same way as another couple. Listen, learn, and always be respectful. While you have to work with the next of kin, your duty is also to ensure the deceased receives the utmost respect in their burial. If a funeral is to honor the deceased, then do that. Honor them. Yeah, honor them. Paycheck coming late, sorry. Why? Why, Matthew? I don't like the look of this, not one bit. I know you've only been with us for a few months, but maybe you're aware of the trouble Amy has been having. A small mom and pop shop like Rose and Daughters can't compete with the bigger guys. Anyway, don't tell Amy I sent this to you. Also, I'm starving, so I'm going to grab some fast food before taking the hearse through the car wash, 2 birds, 1 stone, and swinging back to the home. Do you want anything? A beef and cheddar? I'm going to take the hearse through the drive-thru, of course. It freaks me out. I love it. They get so awkward. Oh, Matthew. You're perfect for the job. Let me know. I'm heading out in 15 minutes. Hey, Matthew. This is embarrassing, but it seems I miscalculated some of our income and I don't have enough to pay you this week. That is awkward, Amy. Would it be terribly inconvenient if I cut you a check for next week instead? If you need the money urgently, please let me know. I feel terrible about this whole thing, and I could cut you a check from my personal account if need be. I'm so sorry about this. I assure you it won't happen again. Take care. Yeah, that is awkward, but at least she tries to give you money from like her own thing. But still, that's kind of bad. Charlie, I was doing some reading, you know. I know you hate when I try to give you dating advice, but hear me out. Why are you giving me dating advice? Are we not dating? I'm so confused. Who are you? Are you just family? I don't get it. There's this dating site that's specifically for people working in the deaf industry. Okay, so maybe I'm a little worried for you. You haven't mentioned anybody new since the breakup of 2014 that we will never speak of again after this moment. Okay, I guess we're not dating. I guess you're just a friend. But you're always saying how tired you get of people being scared to ask about your day, so maybe meeting somebody in the industry isn't the worst idea. Just promise me you'll consider it, okay? It's harder for me to make sure you're seeing sunlight when I'm all the way across the ocean. I know you look like a babe with pale skin, and witchy gothy aesthetics are super hot right now, but vitamin D is still a thing. Okay, that's like some shade thrown in there. Mom ran over. I'm going to try it out because turns out people get super scared off when you tell them you work in a museum filled with dead bodies. Do you know how not interesting other people find teratomus? Charlie, I didn't know we were this weird to outside people. I've been spoiled by having a best friend who is as much of a weirdo as I am. I guess we're just friends. Miss Yu, let's grab a bottle of wine for our next Skype date. P.S. If you sign up for Dead Meat, isn't that the best name for a deaf industry dating website? Tinder rules apply. You have to like me if you come across my profile or whatever. I'm not sure how it works just yet though. Are you sure you're not in love with me, Jen? I'm just saying, okay? Who's this? Oh, this is the client. Hi Amy, thank you for the wonderful evening you and your staff put together for my father's funeral. He wasn't always an easy man to get along with, but I'm glad to have seen him off in such a kind way. Thank you. Oh wait, there's a previous client. Passing on this lovely thank you note. Okay, very lovely. It's cremation time. Hello Charlie, today's funeral is for a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just a standard cremation. Please don't hesitate to ask me if you have any questions. Okay, on it. Okay, I didn't know it was the whole casket. Is that how that works? Why do you have to burn the casket along with it? Before we cremate Mrs. Hall, we'll need to prepare her body. Mrs. Hall's family brought clothing and jewelry for her to wear. It's important to remove these before the cremation process as to not damage them. Let's start by removing Mrs. Hall's necklace. Click and drag a necklace and place it on a purple tray. Okay, sure. Remove. Well, we need to be able to identify Mrs. Hall's remains after she's been cremated. Click and drag the round identification tag and place it on the coffin. This thing? Like here or inside? Okay. Great, Mrs. Hall is all set to be cremated now. That's it? Seems overly simple. Do I have to click something? But the whole thing goes in? Okay. That doesn't really make much sense to me, but sure. What am I doing now? Earn time? This is the cremulator. Contrary to popular belief, cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash so much as bone fragments. Oh, okay. Using the cremulator, we'll break these bone fragments down into ash-like remains. Let's start by placing the urn in the cremulator. Okay, so it's like first you burn the flesh and organs off the body, and then you get bone bits, and then you blend them, kind of? Basically mash them to pieces, so place under the nozzle. This thing? I can drag. You really are just blending. Oh god, that's so weird. I don't like how the bones flail about. Why do they do this? Now that all the bones have been processed, click and drag the urn back onto the counter. And then put the necklace in the urn. Or onto the urn? Into the urn? Yeah? How? Okay. And then the tag. And then you close that bad boy. All done. Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it along some flowers. That is weird. I kinda always thought you do the funeral and then you cremate, but I guess not. It's just the urn. This dude here just keeps shaking his head. She would have hated this music. She never wanted her funeral to be sad. She would have wanted us smiling. She said so. Well, smile then. She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up, not once. They didn't tell us our age though, like how old was she? Glad she was cremated and not in like an open casket or something. Seeing her like that? I don't know if I could have. At least we all got to say goodbye. She would have liked that. It's weird. It's like, obviously this is what funerals are about, but it's just like people talking about you. This is nice in a weird way. She liked that we're all here talking. She always tried to keep the family together. The food is delicious. I know that's weird, but these crab cakes are perfect. Okay. There's always so less people at the funeral. I feel like there should be more. But I mean, it's just like a little game. They can't put like that many people there. What's it this time? Why are you at the desk? You're not cleaning anything. You've lived your life— wait, hold on. Keep on protecting Earth with green burials. You've lived your life mindful of the environment, doing your part to reduce pollution, and generally help out where you can. So why not continue doing that even in death? At least that's the thinking for a lot of people who are turning to green or natural burials. Natural cemeteries are becoming more popular and are focused on a few rules. Mainly it's that bodies aren't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals that can damage the environment, and bodies must be buried in a biodegradable shroud or casket. Not only is this better for the environment, it's also cheaper. At Union Cemetery in Ontario, Canada, a natural burial is just over $1,000. That is cheap. So better for the people, the environment. Just maybe not so good for big business. Let's not forget, people, this is still a business after all. Yeah, that's true. But really, why go green? Green burials help preserve natural resources, work to reduce carbon emissions, protect the health of those preparing bodies, and restore/preserve natural habitats. Embalming fluids tend to contain formaldehyde, and funeral directors report a higher incidence of leukemia. Ooh. Going green and not using toxic chemicals for embalming helps protect funeral directors, while at the same time lessening the impact we have on the environment after we're gone. We here at Funerals Monthly think green burials are pretty cool. What do you think? Reply and let us know. Well, it does sound pretty cool, but yeah, you're right, it's not good for business. The challenger approaches. Charlie, I've been playing a new game when things are slow at work. It's called Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Get it? Get it? I don't. What? It's like Minesweeper, but way harder? Like seriously, it's really, really difficult. And I thought my Minesweeper game was on point after working that overnight front desk job at the hotel for 3 years, but I must have gotten rusty. Anyways, instead of mines, you want to avoid graves so you don't disturb the adorable ghosts. The main character also kinda looks like you. Want to start a healthy competition? High score gets to pick the restaurant we go to when one of us is in town next. Seriously, how are we just friends? I feel like we're dating. I don't know what to do. Hi Amy, I know this email might be a bit odd, but you said if I was ever having troubles, I should reach out, and you would know somebody I could talk to about all of this. I don't know what to do now. I know my grandmother had lived a full good life and was very happy, and that she's not in any pain now, but I feel empty, Amy. I've never felt this empty before. What am I supposed to do now? I thought I was stronger than this. Can you refer me to someone to talk to? I don't want to freak out my mom right now. She's dealing with enough with work and the will and trying to just be the best mom she can. I just need somebody to tell me that it'll be okay. Thank you, and I'm sorry for being an inconvenience. This must be like the previous client person. I thought I would forward this to you in situations like this. We typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counselor or other professionals who can really help them. Sometimes we get emails like this when people don't know where else to turn. It's difficult, and family isn't always the most reliable for some people. Usually I would be happy to connect him, but I'm feeling a little tired today. Not my usual self. And it would be good for you to start building these kinds of relationships on your own. You're a treasure, Charlie. Why are you asking me to do this? I'm just a freaking director? I don't... Seems... I'm kind of judging you, Amy. I feel like you shouldn't have sent this to me. That's kind of weird. Mariana Reyes. Hi, Amy. You asked if there were any special instructions we wanted to pass along. Just please cremate my father. He has a pacemaker too. The doctor told me that would need to be removed. Okay, how do I remove that? Well, I guess I open up the body. Hi Charlie, please see the note below about the pacemaker. They can be tricky. Yeah, very tricky. And what's this? Thank you so much. Margareta Hall? Hi Amy, I'm so eternally grateful that you were able to accommodate our request for my sister's funeral. It was a beautiful service, and she would have been happy with it. That's such a weird thing to say, isn't it? Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Charlie, I thought you'd like to see this thank you note. Well, it's nice, I guess, that you're getting thank you notes. News about the future of Rose and Daughter's funeral home. That doesn't sound good. Are you running out of money? Hi all. It is with a very heavy heart that I write to let you all know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business. I had no idea how to start this email, and resources I googled told me that would be the best and easiest way to break the ice. Be direct but remorseful, Gogo said. The truth is, I don't really know what to say. Since my father passed away, I've done my best to make Rose and Daughters warm and friendly to anyone who chose to use our services. It was my memorial to him, the original Rose, in a lot of ways, and you've all become like family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition. But it's been getting harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood, and I'm finding less and less like I have the energy for this business. There's a lot of competition from other funeral homes, larger corporations than we are that can take on more business and offer more impressive services. You know the way it goes. So we've been bought, or I sold. Either way soon, Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc., a company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country, will replace Rose and Daughters starting from the beginning of next month. Same building, same name. They're keeping the name Rose and Daughters Funeral Home for tax purposes. Though honestly, I'm trying hard not to just see it as a move on their part to keep up the image that it's a family-run business. I don't know how I feel about that, but I also don't know if there's anything I can do at this point either. I've signed the papers. At least my father's legacy is still intact somewhat. They have a good reputation and have agreed to keep you all on. That was one of my stipulations. I would sell as long as you all weren't without a job. Sorry I didn't tell you in a more personal way. I would have loved to have a company lunch, but admittedly, I didn't have the heart to tell you in person. This was easier for me. Please understand. I mean, I guess, Amy. I don't really know what to say about that. Let's just get on with the job, I suppose. I guess that's how it always happens anyway. You can't compete with the big corporations. Mr. Reyes came directly from the hospital, so we don't have to worry about removing any valuables from him, as the family did not provide any for us to include. However, Mr. Reyes has a pacemaker that we'll need to remove before cremation. Because pacemakers are batteries, they will explode inside the hot heat of a cremation machine, and we definitely don't want that. Yeah, explosions in my freaking cremation cremulator thing. Let's start by removing Mr. Reyes' pacemaker. Okay, scalpel. You can see the pacemaker. Click on the forceps to click and drag. Okay, kind of gross, but okay. Okay, and then place the tag in the coffin. Wow, all set already. I mean, I'm sure it's like way more complicated in real life, but the game makes it seem so simple. It's like a little snip, a little pulling the thing out, and then we're done. Okay, time to break the thing. Yeah, I love how the entire human body only has, you know, three freaking bones. I just don't get why it has to spin around like that. Why? Just why, game? Alright, tag. That's all you had, I guess. Nothing else here. All done. And then my same, you know, funeral clothes again. Is this the same freaking dude that was here before? My god. I wonder if he ever liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know. He never seemed like he really cared if I was there or not. Okay, that's awkward. Guess you're not gonna have closure. Whoever you are. I also feel like it's kind of weird, because like, people that work in a funeral homes don't really directly interact with the people all that much, I feel like. I always told him to quit smoking, but of course he never listened to me, so that figures. What do you want to do after this? It's pretty nice out. Let's change and go find a patio somewhere. Sounds good. I could really use a beer right now. Hey, did I ever tell you the time we tailgated? Really? You're just having some idle conversation at a funeral? I mean, it happens, but like, come on, guys. Did you ever end up clearing the air with your father? No, we talked a few times, but no, not really. He sounded like a difficult man. He was stubborn. That's just it. Stubborn. Okay. There's a lot of stuff going on here. You're not giving me enough story for me to connect with these nameless characters, you know? Things to avoid saying at a funeral. Oh yeah, that should have been your number one tip to like mail out. Welcome back. Now, we really do listicles here, but for this month's newsletter, we thought a listicle would be the best way to deliver this month's advice, what not to say at a funeral. We know figuring out the right thing to say to a grieving friend can be extremely difficult, and since that's such a personal issue, it's hard to give specific advice. Some things will be more comforting to other people, but unfortunately, we can fortunately, we can deliver a little bit more solid advice on what to not say to someone who is grieving. So here it is. Funerals Monthly's top 5 things to not say at a funeral. At least they're no longer suffering? Yeah, definitely don't say that. Even if this is true, nobody wants to hear this. It's probably not your place to dictate. Who wants to be told that the death of somebody they love is for the best? Like I said, even if it's true, don't be that jerk and just don't say it. 2. Were they saved? No religious statements. Just don't. Why? Because not everyone agrees with your religious views, and not only is not always comforting, it can also be insulting. 3. They're with the angels now. See above's note, then rinse repeat. 4. Let me know how I can help. This one is tricky. You want to help, but those in mourning won't always ask for help. If you want to help, suggest specific things. For example, I'm free if you need somebody to babysit the kids. Actions are better than passive statements. Cook something for them. Take them to their favorite restaurant, or buy tickets to see a movie together. You know, these monthlies are actually like pretty good legit advice. 5. I know how you feel. Even if you think you do, everyone grieves differently. Don't focus this on yourself. Empathy doesn't involve having to commiserate. Sometimes people will want to hear your experiences, but don't assume they will. Ask first. For a quicker version of this list that can be applied in any situation, don't say stuff just for the sake of saying stuff. Just say, I'm sorry, if you don't know what else to say. Yeah, that's good advice. Mushrooms, what the hell are you on, Jen? You hate mushrooms so much, I found the perfect thing for you. I've been thinking about death. I know, shocker. Look what you've done to me. I think I want this mushroom suit. No, it's not called that, but I can't remember the name of it, and I'm writing you on my phone so I don't feel like googling it right now. Anyways, the idea is that it's biodegradable suit that the deceased wears. It's made with what people call a biomix, i.e. mushrooms and other microorganisms that help to decompose bodies, neutralize toxins in the body, and provide nutrients for the soil for plants. I think this one company even offer casket liners for use in green caskets. I think this is what I want. It'll be just like Hannibal. What do you mean? Wait, don't tell people I said that, okay? I think you just implied you want to eat people, but maybe I'm wrong. But seriously, it's pretty cool. I love all the death innovations happening. We might as well do something when we're in the ground, you know? Love you. Think about it and let me know your thoughts. I want all of your thoughts. If it's not this, then maybe I'll have my ashes made into jewelry. But seriously, I'm going to do this. There's no harm in planning ahead, am I right? I love how you guys are so passionate about death. In fact, I think you're a huge fan of it. What is this? Oh no, there's 2 responses. What does that mean? Our son? Good day, Miss Rose. Disregard our son's will as it concerns matters of his burial. He was clearly not thinking right and didn't know what he really wanted. Proceed with an open casket funeral. As for payment, we'll bring a check. What kind of disrespectful family member is this? Or disrespectful father, I guess? What the hell? He doesn't know what he really wanted? Rude. Charlie, I was hoping you wouldn't have to confront the situation. Yet anyways, they're never easy. Rose and daughters has been asked to prepare the body of a young man who took his own life. Oh, yikes. And he said he didn't want to open a casket and you're still gonna do it? So freaking rude. He had a will prepared and asked for cremation, but the family has demanded a traditional burial instead. Unfortunately, he didn't make anyone his power of attorney, or didn't have any witnesses sign his living will or his advance directive regarding these wishes, so his family is legally in the right to do whatever they want with his body. It's unfortunate, but we have to do as his family wishes. Matthew has graciously offered to take this on if you are uncomfortable with the subject. Instead, we have a second body you can prepare for a funeral we're hosting later in the afternoon. Charlie, is this suicide something you're comfortable dealing with? Let me know, I'm here if you need me. I mean, I'm fine dealing with it, but like, I don't want to do what the dad wants. I'll come back to that. Oh, this is a previous person. I love how they always send thank you notes, such polite people. Hi Amy, I just wanted to thank you for the service the other month and apologize if I was abrupt. It was kind of a shock for me, and I didn't feel comfortable with the whole process. He wasn't supposed to die yet. It hasn't been easy. Okay. Thought I passed this along to you. Okay, what to do? See, I thought they were gonna make me choose of whether to do a cremation or like do a traditional burial thing, but I think this is just like, do you want to do it or not? At least that's what I'm getting from it, because if it was me, well, not in real life, obviously, except for the game, I would take on the job, but I would do what the son asks. Screw you, Emmanuel Scott. But I think it's just asking if you want to do it or not, because you have no choice, you know, you're legally obligated to do it. Otherwise, you'd be breaking the law, I guess. That's kind of lame. I'm gonna say I'm not comfortable doing it, because I don't want to do what the dad wants. So I guess we just work on another body. Unless that's not what the game meant, but that's what I got from it. Open casket funeral. Is it the same body for the first, you know, client? They just give me another same old thing. That's lame, game. And then rigor mortis. Drop the sponge. Rigor. Okay, rigor that mortis, please. And then the freaking eye caps. Bloop and bloop. And then glue it shut. And then stick some balls. I mean, cotton balls. In the mouth. Okay, and then seal it shut. Still kind of weird, but yeah, I guess that makes sense. Moisturize the... Can you moisturize the body? God, this thing. This is like playing... what's that freaking called? I can't remember. Surgeon simulator or some crap? Oh god, it's so hard to moisturize it. Why is it not working? It's not working. What the hell, game? Moisturize the freaking body. Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm just... Okay, I guess the mouse was not clicking it right? Incision in the neck. And then tubing. And then the cannula. And then more tubing. And then bam. God. This is weird. Doesn't matter how many times you do it. Kinda wish there was more to that previous one though. Like, come on. I take that job, but just I won't do what the dad says. But I guess we can't. Because we're legally, you know, binded. Or whatever the heck. I don't know, kinda lame. I was gonna fight the man. The literal man, who's the father. Wrong thing. I was like, what am I doing? I'm cutting the freaking thing. Okay, and then drain. Drainage. All done. Okay, makeup. And funeral time, I guess. God, I want to go to the other funeral though. Just imagine it's like you prepare the body and then it's like, I asked for a freaking open burial, and then it's like just cremate it. Where is Maria? She couldn't be here. She didn't want to see her mother's body. I mean, I don't blame her. Anyway, I'm pretty impressed with the food. Did you try the amaretti? Okay. Another person here standing, shaking her head. It doesn't look like her at all. Are you saying I did a bad job, dude? How rude. Quiet sobs? Okay. I haven't cried since she died. Not once. How is Anna crying and not me? I'm the one who lost a parrot. Well, who is this then? Your spouse? Well, clearly they were closer than you are. She's no longer suffering or in pain. Yeah. Hey, isn't that the thing not to say at a funeral? Hey, that's not... You are breaking all the monthly things said not to do. God, you're saying all the worst things. She's in a better place now. Yeah. She was too good for this world. God, you're the worst. Stop. Just stop. Shut up, Aunt Sandy. The worst. The worst. Saying all the wrong things. She should have subscribed to the monthly.